What's up, everybody? Nonpon here, and welcome to episode/part 2 of my Umamusume video guide series, where I casually explain everything there is to know in this game. God knows how many videos that's going to take, but I rather give you guys digestible content one bit at a time as you casually get better and progress through this game. So, yesterday, we talked about setting goals and what you should strive for in this game, and trying to make sure that you're always personally progressing. So I want to get into a little bit more specifics with making parent umas. Parent unamusumes are very important in this game, and it's a little bit complicated with how they work, but once you get a good chain going, it's easier to understand. And let me show you what I mean. So I have some pretty good characters right now. I'm pretty happy with what I have. But let me show you an example of a parent that I'm going to start using and going forward. Now, Taiki Shuttle, she's not very compatible with many characters, but let me show you. Hold on. We're going to click her. I think it's this version. Here it is. So once you pull up the details, you go to Inspiration. Inspiration will show your sparks of the parent and then the grandparents. And all of these are free game to pass down to any Umamusume you're training. And these are something that you can't really control too much. They're kind of given to you randomly at the end of your career. You can kind of influence it based off how you race and your stats that you get. But ultimately, it's pretty RNG. Now, here's something I personally want to go for. I got very lucky with a run with her, and I rolled 2 speed and 2 turf. You can get up to 3, but this is still a good start. So this means that when I am doing a run of a different character and she's the parent, there's a chance that she can increase their speed, and there's a chance that she can bump up their aptitude on turf, which is very useful because turf is a common racetrack. So getting turf up to S rank is exceptional. Now, I said that everything on here is free game. That also means the grandparents. So technically speaking, in a perfect world, I could get 3 speed here, 3 speed on one grandparent and 3 speed on the other one, and that's 9 whole speed that can be passed down to the child, right? And that's easier said than done. You can always borrow parents and stuff, but that's like a good basis, right? A good basis of how you can pass things on. Now, what I need to do going forward is that I need to kind of train a lot of Umas with Taiki Shuttle here as their parent, because this is going to make her into a grandparent. Does that make sense? So that means that whatever I train up, she's going to be part of the grandparents when I make an Uma. Let me see if I have an example here. Okay, I finally found it. Sorry, it was on one of my McQueens. I got to organize my sparks easier. So anyway, I did a run with McQueen, right? And you can see that these are her parents, right? That makes sense. So my goal in this whole entire campaign, also I borrowed a stamina one from somebody, was to hope that McQueen here would roll speed, turf, stamina, something useful, right? Speed preferably. Unfortunately, she rolled 1 power and 2 medium, which isn't bad actually. The medium distance isn't too bad. So this would actually be a pretty decent parent here, but it could be better. So that means that going forward, if I use McQueen and I want to raise up an Uma, I have 1 power in the house here. I have 2 speed here, 3 stamina here, pace chaser, race style, some turf, medium, and so forth. And also you have these other ones that are pretty unique, like the You Are a Finale one. This is one that you get when you finish the campaign. This can also pass down speed and stamina to another Uma mid-campaign. That's very RNG. So it gets pretty technical, right? It gets pretty crazy in how you raise these stats. So one example of an Uma that you probably will want to train up for dirt races You have Yuhara here, and that's fine. Yuhara here is good at dirt. If you want to stick with her, that's okay. However, if I click on her, let me go ahead and apply my filters here. Okay, so right here, my Yuhara, she has 2 dirt, right? And this is going to be helpful when I want to train up other Unamusume. So let's say that I wanted to get Taiki's shuttle up to S rank, right? We could do an example here. So let's say I want to make Taiki's shuttle my dirt racer, just as a pure example. So let's go to the campaign here. We'll click next. Eventually. Yeah, Taiki here, she has B, which means we can bump that up here. So what we'll do is we'll pick that Yuhara that had the dirt. Where is she at? There we go. Dirt. It's a triangle affinity, so we have to make sure we get a circle here. So we'll do that. And then we'll pick like a halfway decent parent for her. They pick her. Yeah, we'll just do that as an example. Sure. Okay, cool. So this means that because of her spark, because of Yuhara's spark, there's a chance that mid-game, right here, her dirt spark will proc during her inheritance. I can't talk. And then she's going to bump her dirt from A to S, which would be very useful. One more thing to point out is that the dirt races in PvP, I'm pretty sure they're miles. Let me double check here. Dirt and mile. Okay, so because of that, if I wanted to make a Taiki shuttle with dirt and mile, I'll probably have to focus on miles as well, which she has a lot of miles on her races. So what we'll do is we'll pick Taiki again. We'll go down to Yuhara, and then we'll probably want to pick a miles character. So we'll pick dirt here. And then I'm sure I have miles somewhere. Maybe not something that connects very well, though. I think my Orgiri has miles here. But it's a triangle affinity, and we don't want that. We want at least a circle, at least. So here we go. We have Bashid here. So there we go. We have miles, right? We have miles over here. We have a chance for miles to go from A to S. And because of Yuhara, we have a chance for dirt to go to A to S, which is nice. We have miles right here on her grandparent, which is also very good. My Rudolph here has Pace Chaser, which is just a style, but that's still okay. It's going to help proc skills, so that could probably go to S. So that means that dirt can go to S, miles can go to S, pace can go to S, right? This would actually be a pretty decent run. And then I have URA finale right here on Yuhara because I brought her to the finals. It wasn't too hard with her. And then what else? We have 2 speed right here, right? Because I'm kind of, it's a little bit weird. She's like part of her, she's like her own grandparent. It's kind of weird. But still, that's 2 speed, right? 2 speed over here. And then I have, you know, if things go wrong or, you know, if I don't get too lucky, I have turf here, right? So turf can go to S. So there's a lot of chances, right? And this is like a combination of very good skills all in one campaign. But what you're going to try to go for is organized skills, right? Very condensed, because hypothetically what I would really want is just a chain here that's just like 3 speed altogether. You know what I mean? That way it's easier to actually plan around. Or maybe like have a 3 chain here, like a parental chain that has like all one type of distance, like miles. Like if I had like 3 dirt over here. So that's something else you can consider. But so this would actually be a pretty good campaign for me. I've actually been working on this one. I haven't gotten lucky with it yet. But we'll see what happens in the future. Thankfully, I have the grandparent as herself right here. So that speed and turf is still part of the chain. Because that's like one of my best parents here. Which is weird because, again, it's just herself. You're like looping her, pretty much. You're like looping her over and over again. It's weird. Honestly speaking, I'll probably just like start this and just oh, I can show you the cards really quick that I have too. This is the event card, by the way. I have it at 45. I think we get the last one throughout the story. Make sure you get this one maxed out. It's free. It's pretty good welfare there. For someone that's running miles, I kind of don't really care much about stamina too much. I'll put 1 in here because, you know, special kick's pretty good. So I'll plug one in, but mostly because she's running miles. They're not too long, right? So you don't really need that distance or the extra stamina. You can just kind of just get away with going full speed. You can also borrow a fine motion here. Kind of just go from there for the extra stamina. I could also go for power if I wanted to, because again, I don't really need much stamina. And the thing is, when you raise speed, you also raise power at the same time. So, trying to get 2 S ranks would be pretty decent too. But you know what? I won't get into ranks and stats. I'll do that for a different video. So hopefully next video, I'll just cover speed cards or just deck building in general and cover how to actually train your horse girls throughout the campaign. But I think I'll call it here. I think that was enough for today. I usually stream over at Twitch. I get a lot of questions, so if you want to come over and ask questions, perfectly fine. I will answer them for you. And I'll see you guys in the next episode /part/guide. I don't know. See you later, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. Goodbye.